Indiana Jones, Indiana Jones, Indiana Jones. It's a podcast about Indiana Jones. Every movie, 1 minute at a time. The Indiana Jones Minute.
Hey, let me ask you guys something. What is your relationship like with squirrels?
I like squirrels.
I do too.
Squirrels
Well,
are
here's
good.
the
They seem smart and wily, and they're cute. I like them.
Okay, so look, I'm parked and I'm eating a burrito the other day, and I'm near a tree, and of course a squirrel comes out and he perches at the very end of the branch, and he's eating his burrito, and our eyes lock, and he looks at me, and he does that squirrel thing where it's really, really intense.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, my whole life, I've lived in the suburbs. I'm in the suburbs now. I've always been in tree-lined streets. There's always been squirrels my whole life. And I'm like, what? There's more here. I need more from you. I don't know why. It's like we lock and we're both doing it. You're eating in the middle of your day. I'm eating in the middle of my day. And we sit there, but they never go there. He turned around and he scooted back up past the branch up the tree, and he was gone again.
Yeah. He could have, it's hard to tell exactly where they're looking. So maybe he wasn't even looking at you. He was just thinking really hard. Like, God, did I leave the locker with all the nuts unlatched? All right, I gotta go check. Oh, I'll be back. It's fine. It's fine. I locked it. Okay.
I don't live in a suburb, but we have, we'll have raccoons come up to the back door and glare at the cats, try to get at our cats.
Oh God. Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I like raccoons. They're pretty cute.
Raccoons are pretty cool.
I like them too. They have if you ever see one silhouetted, it's really kind of interesting. What is that? When they cross, because their backs are their backs are arched really high.
Hey, you know what I learned about squirrels recently? There was a whole stuff you should know episode about squirrels.
Oh.
And they will pretend to bury food somewhere in case other animals are watching. They'll fake them out. They'll go through the whole thing of pretending that they're burying stuff, but they're actually burying it somewhere else.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, I love that.
Oh, that's great.
They're crafty.
I heard that 80, they only recover 20% of the nuts that they bury.
Yeah, I've heard that too. Yeah. That it's like a numbers game. Yeah.
So are there squirrels who just walk around looking for buried gold, buried treasure?
Maybe.
Basically
80% of these are still lying around.
They're like a very organic Johnny Appleseed.
Right.
Yeah, without
Johnny Appleseed.
Yeah, but as if Johnny
Appleseed being a robot.
What I mean is Johnny Appleseed went out of his way to be like, I'm gonna put on overalls. I'm gonna, I'm gonna get my Appleseed hat. And this is what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna listen to my mother. I'm not gonna go down to the courthouse and get a job. Start that internship. I'm actually
not gonna buy shoes. Forget that.
Exactly. Actually, Pete, did you know this? I heard that he was from Indiana.
No, there's a park by where my brother and sister-in-law live. Rachel, who's been on the show, I think called Johnny Appleseed Park. I think he planted apple trees there or something.
Weird.
Or something. I don't know anything about it.
I would hope. Nobody was arrested at the
Johnny
park.
Appleseed up to in that park. What's going on?
It sounds like a gangster. It sounds like a sex predator.
Get me Appleseed.
Yeah. It says he's an American missionary. John Chapman, better known as Johnny Appleseed. Oh, here you go. He introduced apple trees to large parts of Pennsylvania, Ontario, Ohio, Indiana, Illinois. Yeah, way to go with your invasive species.
Thanks, jerk. Hey, speaking of jerks, you know what's weird? This is our 100th Anything Goes episode.
Wow.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Now who's the jerk?
Yeah.
Everyone listening is a jerk now because there have been 100 of these. That is our gift to you. You're all jerks, us included. That sounds weird, though. I can't tell if that's a lot or a little or what. I don't know. When did we start doing these?
Either.
Did we start doing these before the end of Raiders?
No.
We should have written this down.
I think we did it during Temple of Doom.
Yeah, it must
You
have
might
been
be
because we
right,
called
yeah.
it. I remember we were kind of like, God, we should have gone into marketing. We're calling it anything goes.
Yeah, we're brilliant. Oh, that's true. Yeah.
just like Temple.
I think that was my wife's idea, actually. I think my wife said, just call it anything goes.
That's
We're
why
doing
it
Temple
was
of Doom.
brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a really good idea. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But of course,
Well-
it wouldn't be. We would never have made it to 100 without this beautiful list of people we're about to thank.
No, this is
Yes.
fun.
That is fun. Yeah. Yeah, let's get into it. Let's thank these
Here
people.
we go.
Thank all the people like 2-1 Beckett
Hey.
and Andrew with 2 A's and Temba, their arms open.
Yes.
And Forced Enthusiasm. No. We also want to thank Airport Says we've got the very best hosts on the Best Minutes podcast. That is true. They still do. I forget who this week is, but just before this week, you had Pete the Retailer and John Engel, my cohorts from over at ABCDTO, what was it called? ABCDTOS. And and then us be the week before that. That was fun.
Yeah, that was fun.
Anyone who hasn't seen that movie should go check it out because it's very good.
Yeah, it's a brilliant movie.
We want to thank Brady. And we want to thank
Thank you.
Brent from some kind of asteroid collision. It's not on any of the charts. That's weird.
That's good.
Huh.
Maybe bounce too close to a supernova.
That's probably it. Brent who bounced too close to a supernova. Yeah,
Like
that's
a
it.
tongue twister.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We want to thank Brian. And Brian and Carson and Chewy has a barrow in the marketplace. Mala is the singer in a band. And Christopher and Cubs fan and Curtis and Dan and Darth Patreonus asks, if the three of you were ordering in, what would you all agree on? That's a fantastic
Ooh.
question.
Oh,
That's tough.
burritos.
I mean, Jerry, every time you come to town, and even when I didn't live in Chicago,
yeah.
we would always get pizza.
yeah.
Chicago style pizza.
Yeah, now that I'm in Chicago, we would always get
Yeah.
like the deep dish Chicago style pizza.
What's that place we go there?
Giordano's.
Lou Almaty.
Lou Malnati's and
Lou Malnati's,
Giordano's
yeah.
are two of the big ones. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah, we all did
what's
that
the,
together when you guys were here.
What's the place? What's that other place? Is it? Yeah, Lou Malnati's. I thought that was some sort of like maybe a Latin, like a Latin word. I didn't know. Like that. Is it Lou
Yeah.
Malnati's?
Right.
So
Yeah.
you're thinking like Illuminati. Like
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
it was like
Illuminati pizza.
Illuminati,
Society of
Lou
Pizza.
Malnati.
Get
Because
it?
it rolls
Pyramid,
off.
pizza wedge. Get it? Right?
It's a true pizza gate.
Yeah. It's right there in front of you. Just open your eyes.
Well, that would be good. I don't know if Pete, you're down for that, right? The Chicago.
Oh yeah, I'm
style?
always down. For
All right, well there
Lou
you go.
Malnati's.
That's the
All right.
answer. Dark Patreonas.
turns out it was a horrible question. It was way too easy.
Well, I don't know, Pete. Pete, you like Indian food, right?
I like just about any kind of food. But
Yeah, Tommy,
yeah.
you can eat that, right?
Sure. Yeah.
Are you still doing your weird diet stuff?
Who, me?
Yeah.
God, was I doing a diet thing? What am I doing?
Yeah, you were.
What?
Like you give up gluten and then you I don't know.
Eat
yeah, you
extra
do.
gluten to make up for it.
Yeah, exactly.
Right,
No, you
Because
kind of
you're-
roll them
No,
out.
no,
efficiency.
I've fallen off every wagon there is to fall off of.
Yeah.
I mean, Jerry, it's the middle of February. I'm buried in snow. I'm a year into a goddamn pandemic. I'm going to eat chips for breakfast, lunch, and dinner if I feel like it. Up yours.
It's a good answer.
Yeah. I'm actually having a ball. I'm not going to live much longer, but I'm having fun. We also want to thank Dave and Guy wearing headphones and Doris and Eric and Fables of Falbus and Febo and Father David Mowry and George Leroy Tirebiter.
Still haven't watched it. Sorry, Tom.
It's a listening. It's a listening experience.
Still haven't
You gotta
listened to
listen
it.
to it.
Sorry,
Just put it
John.
on in the background. You're not going to know what's going on, and every once in a while, you'll be like, "Oh my god, that was fun! Wait, what did that guy just say? That was
Oh, okay.
funny. That was really smart.
Okay.
Oh my god, weird."
Okay.
And then you'll go back and listen to the whole thing again. And repeat that like 20 more times, and you'll be a big fan. We also want to thank Guy Who Gives Indian Apple asks, that's awesome. Who is the best indie ripoff? Michael Douglas, Richard Chamberlain, Chuck Norris, or Angelina Jolie?
Wow,
Wow.
great question and great name.
Yeah. This is really good so far. Blew Darth Patreon out of the water. Wow.
I'm gonna go
Sorry,
with
Darth
what was it, Michael Douglas, like Romancing the Stone.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go with that because
Yeah, I think I am too.
he
I am too.
he did his own thing. Like it's all it was he wasn't trying to be indie. He was
Right.
It was he was his own character.
You could
He's his
easily
own
make that
character.
connection. Okay, guy wearing a hat in the jungle,
Right.
but he's not
Yeah.
trying like all the Richard Chamberlain things. I do not like
Yeah.
Chuck Norris. I've never been into Chuck
No.
Norris. I never understood that. I don't know. I like Angelina Jolie enough, I guess, but like as like Laura Croft, I guess is what the connection is.
Yeah.
But that's
Yeah.
I don't know.
Where
Those
would,
movies are
where would you
dumb.
put Brendan
Think I
Fraser
saw
in
that.
here?
Oh, interesting. Yeah, why isn't Brendan Fraser on the list?
I would put
Yeah.
him. I think I would put him at the top because it was like a different. It was fun, but it was a different,
Yeah.
completely different take.
Yeah,
It was. He did a great job in that.
he did.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dave,
Yeah,
making us watch it, and Sean.
right.
Yeah.
But yeah, from that list, I guess we're saying Michael Douglas.
Yeah,
that works for me.
It's unanimous.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah, he was in the China Syndrome.
Yeah.
We also want to thank Hillary. And I felt a great disturbance in the force as if millions of voices suddenly cried out in alarm and were suddenly silenced.
I like how that's topical. Is that going to be tonight's episode?
That's really good.
No, it's not actually,
Oh, okay.
but it's soon. Yeah. Leia has to talk some sass to Tarkin in the face of great tragedy first, and then we'll get to that. I told you the jokes are bad. catandsean.org/jokes.
Okay.
He
All right.
warned us.
So
Yeah.
I've got these, and then I've got a special bonus elephant joke.
Oh my God. All right.
Really?
Yep. Okay. What does an elephant smell like before it takes a shower?
It
Mm.
smells like an animal with a huge nose. It smells
It's gonna
like
be.
Now
Yeah.
it's like Jerry trying to work these out.
yeah.
Let's see. Carry the 3.
The
So-
first elephant was discovered.
No,
in
it's gonna. I think it's
Madagascar.
gonna be like it's gonna be one of those reverses of the verb smell.
Well, that's
like,
what
what
I'm
is it?
thinking. Like my dog
Yeah.
has no nose. How does he smell? Awful. Like that kind of thing.
Right.
But it's like, how
It's
does?
gonna like. What does he smell like before he takes a shower? And you're like,
Yeah.
yeah, he smells like
He's a little gamey.
like
he's a little
what
gross.
He smell. I can't put it.
Smells like the
together.
elephant house. I'll say that. He smells like the elephant house at the zoo.
You're close. He smells like an elephant.
Wow.
God damn
Yeah.
it! Really?
Yeah.
What does an elephant smell like after it takes a shower?
Oh, is this the bonus?
Yeah. No, this isn't the bonus. The bonus is still coming.
Okay.
No,
Well,
he
I'm
often
not gonna
throws
fall.
us
Yeah.
these like double headers. Yeah.
I'm not
got
gonna
2
fall for
bonuses.
it. No, he smells like an elephant who has just taken a shower.
You're close. A wet elephant.
Well, yeah, okay. Yeah. Or
So
one
the
one-
message that we take from that is the lesson there that no matter what you do, you got a stinky elephant.
Yeah.
Like before the shower, he's just gross, and after the shower, he's like a wet, gross elephant.
Right.
All right.
Well, we've got a special a guest elephant joke this week from our buddy
Okay.
Gordy the mailman.
Oh,
Dude, you
nice.
see, you start this stuff out. You don't think you're gonna hear the sentence. We have
Yeah.
a special guest elephant joke.
Yeah. Are we supposed to be talking about Indiana Jones or
How
something
did
like
this
that?
go? We have a special guest elephant joke. All right.
All right, Mr.
I
Green
think
Jeans,
you'll,
let
I
us
think you'll
have it.
like this one. How do you get out of an elephant's stomach?
Jeez. Okay, I have an answer. Be a puffer fish.
Wow.
Don't get in there in the first place.
Yeah. Via the butthole.
You're going in the right direction. The answer
Wow.
is run around until you get pooped out.
Wow. I like that.
No, Tommy gets that. The way you answered that
So clinically.
Yeah, it's so affirmatively. It's
Well,
like declaratively.
Yeah.
it's not wrong.
You know what? We're fine. We manhandled these jokes tonight. We got them.
Yeah, we're doing pretty good. We're all gonna have nightmares. We also want to thank. I'm going to disturb the ark, Renee. Oh, that's our buddy Jerry Porter. Look at that.
Oh man, did you see Ken's the cartoon he did of he did like an old style like cops comic, they know, with the dots and everything of Indy
Right.
pointing the bazooka at Belloc and the Ark on the Crusade. Amazing.
Yeah.
There's some incredible like artists on the Listeners Crusade, and
Yeah.
just funny people,
Yeah.
creative, funny.
Oh man,
people.
our buddy Micah, the stuff he's done some incredible, like
Yeah.
he does
Yeah.
caricatures in there. He did one of my hero, Fred Sanford, Red Fox.
That's right.
Maybe the greatest thing I've ever seen.
That's awesome.
But he's
he's
been
doing
working
like
on a
actors
series
from the Twilight Zone.
Yeah,
for a
yeah,
while.
yeah.
Yeah.
They're fantastic.
That's really awesome. I've been
Yeah.
watching The Outer Limits for the first time ever.
I've never watched that.
It's weird. It's like some of them are really, really cool. And like they're all kind of like, I mean, this term gets tossed around. They're all out of like slightly harder science fiction than like the Twilight Zone. Like the Twilight Zone will often be like just kind of like whimsy or something, you know, but you know, it's all like, you know, insects with machine guns have come from this exact planet and they're here to do exactly this weird thing. But then they're also like kind of, I don't know, they can be really weird and cool. Like, and I just saw one that I saw when I was a kid and I thought it was a movie. I didn't know I was watching a TV show, and it freaked the hell out of me as a kid.
Oh.
Like this guy just got married and he goes up to the room where all the gifts are. And there's one gift is just a box with like a little tiny window on the front. And the tag says, "Don't open till doomsday." That's the name of the episode. And he looks in and he sees this weird creature inside and he starts screaming. And then like 30 years later, he's still in the box and his bride doesn't know where he is and stuff and everything. It's super creepy and really weird. And she's trying to get this other guy trapped in there so her husband can come out or something. It's really weird. And it freaked me out almost as much this time as it did back then when I
Were
was a
those all
kid.
an hour long instead of a half hour? Or are they also a
Yes,
half hour?
and that's the problem, is that a lot of them are like, boy, was this a 20-minute idea.
Yeah, I was.
And they're just talking
That's
a
why
lot.
I've never watched it.
Yeah.
It seems
Because
like
even
those
Twilight
lend
Zones could be like
themselves
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll be
'Cause
like,
it
okay,
seems
I
like
get
they're
it.
mostly-
Okay,
It's a
he's gonna get
gag.
a
Like it's
comeuppance.
all set up for the punchline.
right. And these
It's
aren't so
often,
much
yeah.
set up for the punchline. It's more like, but it'll be like, okay, he's going to learn that reading people's minds isn't the best or something like that. Or,
Mhm.
you know, but there are some that are like, oh, I don't know where this is. I get the idea. I get the premise, but I don't know actually where it's going to go. So I got to stick with it.
Hmm.
And there are others where like, boy, I don't know what's going on, but this is cool and weird.
Hmm.
God, there's one with Martin Sheen, like little baby Martin Sheen. Like he's maybe like 15 or something. He's like
It's already
20
creepy.
or something. Yeah, it's really cool. Oh, and what's his name? Takagi? Was that his name? From no, what's his name? The guy who owned the building in Die Hard.
No, isn't it Takagi?
It is Takagi.
Yeah.
I think so. Boy, we were getting yelled at.
Is there such a thing before the show? Was there a term called the Twilight Zone?
I don't think so.
Like was that just that? Like the show was the first time that we've heard that?
That's a good question.
Think there was like Twilight Time, that song.
Yeah, Creep
I don't think there's
Hustle.
a Twilight Zone.
If there is, Jim O'Kane is screaming at his radio.
I know,
right
really.
now.
Yeah,
I
I
think
know.
it's
It's
hit a
he's like, well, it's
Feel
known as
bad.
the cockshut zone.
Wait, do I have to bleep that?
Yeah.
I don't know what just happened.
I don't
No,
know.
that's those are like synonyms for Twilight. Creep Hustle, cockshut,
Shuttlecock.
gloaming. It's the gloaming zone.
There you go.
Oh my God. We also want to thank Indy 5, the 1960s, and the Search for the Summer of Love. That'd be good. It
Wow,
just wasn't an adventure at all. It's just like
Yeah.
Indy and a bunch of hippies.
Oh,
trippy.
they'd ruin that so hard. He'd like
Yeah.
wind up at like like hanging with Santana and
Right.
And at the
be
end,
all
he'd be
about.
like wearing a fringe jacket and like dancing with the co-eds and like finally smiling.
Yeah. Yeah. Finally, I can sleep with my students, and it's not a big weird thing.
He's not in the right city for it with Marshall College.
Stop
Oh,
that, Pete.
good.
You're not making any sense. You're
They
delirious.
just started.
100
the
episodes has drained you.
Boy,
all
they just
reason.
hand him hashish instead of an apple.
Right. Oh my god.
Oh
I'd
my
watch
god!
it.
I finally got. I didn't get that this whole time.
Wait, what?
Wait, what?
The apple thing.
Oh,
Oh, the guy who gives Indy an apple?
Yeah,
Yeah, that was him. He just wrote us
that's
a question.
awesome.
yeah.
Yeah.
Completely. I had no idea. I was just completely
God,
living on my own planet here.
I hope to God it really is him.
Yeah, I do
I
too.
assume it is. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's got to be. It's got the
Yeah.
sweater and everything. We want to thank it's John Finn.
Hey.
And we want to thank Jasmine. And Jay asks, "What's the best acting role by a musician?" This sparked a whole thing on the Crusade.
Yeah.
Yeah,
last time.
yeah,
Yeah.
It's a great question.
Seems like the
Scatman
first
Crothers.
Scatman Crothers is
We didn't mention
fantastic.
him. Yeah.
David Bowie is fantastic.
How
We all
about
love
like?
Dolly
Did
Parton.
anybody bring up like Ice Cube?
Oh yeah, he's good.
I don't know if Ice Cube
Yeah.
came up,
I
but
don't
yeah,
think-
he
yeah.
should.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dolly Parton. Yeah.
How did I know that Dolly Parton? How did I go? I'm like almost 50 years old. How did I go this whole time without knowing that Dolly Parton was one of the best people on the planet?
Yeah.
She's awesome. She
Yeah,
just
she is.
like
Yeah.
she just wrote to the the government of Tennessee asking them not to put up a statue of her because come on, there's stuff going on right now.
I
Let's
saw
get our
that,
act
yeah.
together, you
Oh,
dummies.
that's awesome.
Yeah. Like thanks, but do that when I've been dead for 100 years or something. Don't be stupid. We also want to thank Jeff and John and Joshua and Exorable Tash and Ken and Lori and Lewis the janitor
Hey.
and
Welcome.
Mark. And Mark Meeting You asks if you could relive any non-indie or non-Star Wars cinematic experience again for the first time, what would it be?
Oh
Wow, that's a great question.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
With a lot of implications. Like the first thing I thought it was Airplane.
Wow.
But would I find Airplane as funny right now if I was
Yeah,
seeing
it
it
would
for
have
the
to be
first time?
1980 whatever for that to be.
I get,
They
yeah,
hit the
or
same
maybe I
way.
have to be 12 or something, or
Yeah.
11. I don't know.
I'll tell you.
Yeah.
I'll tell you this. I first saw Airplane. Yeah, exactly. You might have to be 12. I saw it when I was 10, and
Yeah.
I saw it on the college campus at Case Western Reserve University, where one would see Airplane.
Sure.
And I saw it with my dad. He took me to
Mhm.
go see it. And I
Yeah.
was in basically that twilight zone where it was like, I didn't know if this was appropriate or not, but everybody was howling
Yeah.
so much in the movie theater that I'll never forget this moment. We get back into the car and we were reliving the movie, my dad and I said, "Oh, this was really funny. That was really funny." And I said, "I love the part where they pull the alarm, or like the turbulence thing goes off, and like you see all the signs, and like everybody starts going crazy and running down the aisles, and then there's like the woman who shows up and her boobs are jiggling and she's naked and she runs off screen, and my dad's like." Oh, no, that was inappropriate, Jared. And it was at that moment, like he shut that joke down, He was,
Wow.
he-
Yeah.
and I
That's
mean,
funny.
yeah, I mean, it's I to this day remember it because
How
I was
much-
kind of like, oh my God, I guess that's just not my father's humor.
How much different would your life be? Would the trajectory of your life have been if your dad had been like, "Oh my God,
That was
awesome."
sweet, son.
He smacked
That's
me on
why
the back.
they made movies.
And I felt like chagrined at the time, like, oh, I can't. That's a boundary. My dad just,
Yeah.
my dad and I don't talk about boob jokes.
Right. You know what's amazing? My dad and I would never, ever talk about boob jokes, but I had the exact same experience that I saw Airplane. I was sitting next to my dad in the theater, and that part came up, and he was laughing his head off, and I was like, oh, I guess it's okay to laugh at boobs going across the screen. Okay. I'm a man now, I guess, right? All right.
Like, Father, I've borrowed your razor.
Yeah. What do you think you're doing? Well, you laughed at the boobs in Airplane. No. That was in the movie theater, son.
Don't tell your mom.
Yeah. But she was sitting on the other side of you, Dad. She saw them too.
I have no idea what that movie, seeing that for the first time, would be like. I have no
Sitting here
clue.
now, I will
Yeah.
tell you that is the funniest movie ever made. It
I
is,
can see
like
that.
legitimately fun. Like,
See, I don't know
just
if it would
brilliantly
be
fun.
if I saw it now, but when I first saw it, yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, but I mean, like, I don't know. My smart alecky grown-up brain, it's like sees how smart it is for the kind of wacky dumbness. Like the brilliance of the stupidness is so awesome.
Wait, hang on.
People had a choice of like steak or fish. Oh yeah, I had lasagna. Like that's funny.
Yeah.
He does say that. It's really out
And they're talking about anybody who had fish is going to get really sick, and he glances down and there's like a full fish bone on the plate. It's perfectly formed.
It's hysterical. It's actually. Hang on a second. Heather. Yeah. What would happen if you saw? Do you remember the first time you saw Airplane? You don't remember the first time you saw it. If you watch, okay, do you remember what happened the last time you saw Airplane? Was it as funny as the first and second and third? Did you get in trouble for watching Airplane?
As an adult.
Your mom wouldn't let you. Well,
Wow.
that's totally makes sense. That's perfect.
I like that none of us could hear what she said.
I know, but it did make sense.
It was
Well,
perfect.
how would you
Nailed it.
have Airplane be? Was Airplane on TV? Like, didn't they have it on like Channel 3, like
Yeah,
NBC?
but
How would
they
you
could
like?
Easily
What was it
cut
like
that stuff
20,
out.
25 minutes long?
No, they just snip a little thing here, a little thing there.
Yeah.
I will say that I recently, I don't know, in the last 5 years or something, my wife and I watched Kentucky Fried Movie, and I enjoyed it, and it was fun, and there were some really brilliant, amazing parts. But overall, I'm kind of like, well, this could be like a half-hour movie. They but as a kid, I was like, oh my god, like not only are there wall-to-wall boobs, but it's really funny and amazing, and the thing happens and stuff, it's just weird. But yeah, that hasn't aged quite as well. But Airplane, I'm telling you.
That's a great question. I'd say maybe Raising Arizona for me.
I was thinking of that too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or maybe something like if you could see Psycho or Citizen Kane without knowing
Yeah,
what
I
you
was
know
thinking
now
like
or something.
Sunset
Mhm.
Boulevard or Double Indemnity,
Yeah.
like something that just like knocks the wind out of you. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll do that right away. We're just gonna have our minds wiped.
There it
See
is.
what we can do. We want to thank Matt. We want to thank Matt. And we want to thank Matthew and Michael and Millennium Falco. Wow.
That's really good.
That is good. We want to thank Mom Teremi and Drew.
Hey.
Yes.
And who was at the Air and Space Museum when they were filming
Oh, that's
those
right.
scenes
Yeah.
from Wonder Woman 84.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. I love that place. We also want to thank Natalie and Natsuki Best Doki. And Neil asks, what is your favorite British sitcom?
Boo, that's
first thing that-
one of those Jeopardy categories that I never pick.
That's one of those, it's like
I love
mid
British
80s on
sitcoms.
Nick at Night, and all these shows
Yeah.
are coming on that I've never heard of before, and I'm just going to watch one of them.
Man.
You know,
Um,
I'm like an 80-year-old man, but I loved Are You Being Served?
See, I've heard of that, but I don't think I've ever seen it.
Yeah.
It's pretty hilarious.
It does
I mean,
Benny
I have
Hill.
to say the I have
Benny
to
Hill
say the
count?
young ones.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's like the most. I mean, I'm thinking like Monty Python. Yeah, Benny Hill. I think like Benny Hill and Monty Python. Those don't count because they're
Did you
like
watch
more.
recent stuff like Coupling or Coupling was pretty funny.
No, I didn't see that, but I watched Catastrophe. Does that count as a sitcom? Maybe
Didn't
not
see that.
quite. It was funny, and it was a half hour. But I don't know if that makes it a sitcom or not.
That's a good question.
It is a good
But
question.
it's something I haven't explored a ton of that. But I
Spoken like a real British guy.
Is
Even
Dairy
spells
Girls a
favorite
British
weird.
sitcom?
Wait, what?
Is Dairy Girls a British sitcom? Is that a BBC
Oh.
thing or is that an Irish? That's one of the funniest things I've ever seen.
We started to watch that and we were liking it, but we got pulled away somehow. I should get
Oh
back
man,
to
it's
that.
amazing.
That's a good show.
Yeah. And I might have just insulted everybody. Oh, it is a British
I know.
sitcom. Okay.
You screwed up big time.
No,
I
it
don't
is
know
a
how
British
you did.
sitcom. I thought it was a British show. But it is.
Yeah. The Crown is hysterical. No, I don't know. Yeah, I'll say the young ones.
Faulty
I'm good
Towers.
with
Did
that.
you like that?
Faulty Towers is great and people revere it, but it doesn't do it quite the same thing for me as it does for other people,
Huh.
it seems like. But I like it.
See, I was often only allowed to watch PBS, and PBS had all the old like
Oh, sure.
70s British sitcoms on. So those were like my staple growing up.
Yeah.
Ain't no boobs
Oh.
on PBS.
Also, no,
No,
au
you're
contraire.
correct there, Jerry.
Yeah. I remember like my friend Sean Haynes being like, yeah, there's a show called Monty Python's Flying Circus. And in the very beginning, like sometimes there's just boobs. I'm like, what do you mean there's sometimes it's like sometimes there's just boobs. Like they just show up. Like it's a cutout of a lady and she doesn't have any clothes on. It's awesome. And there's jokes.
Yeah, PBS is kind of sneak. Like they would sneak stuff in once in a while. Like,
Yeah.
oh, wow.
They don't care. It's art.
Yeah.
They know no one's watching.
That's what, Jerry, you missed out. You
I
had
did.
your nose up in the air like, oh,
Yeah.
PBS.
You're jamming forks in the back of your cable box
Yeah.
and electrocuted when it was all
No, we're
free
just
right there.
Sitting there enjoying boobs all day long.
Complete imbecile.
Like
I should
Jerry's,
say if I was
eyes are
cool,
scrambled from trying to watch the
yeah, everything he looks at is just a blur, with like a squiggle of maybe a boob in the middle. Maybe if you're lucky. If we were cool, we'd be saying Red Dwarf is the best British sitcom, but
I
I'm
never
not
liked that.
quite cool enough to have gotten
I
deep
never
into
enjoyed
it.
that. Yeah.
Well, you did or did not?
I did not.
I think, yeah, that's another. I think it was sold to me as the most brilliant thing in the world, and then when I got to it, I
That's
was
the
like,
thing. Yeah. Someone
Yeah.
says that, you're going to love this. This is
Yeah.
brilliant. And whenever someone says that, it's usually like, yeah.
Yeah,
And I bet if they hadn't said that, I'd be like, oh man, this is brilliant. I love this.
yeah, it's just cool and weird,
Yeah.
man. Oh well,
Mr. Bean, that's a good one.
yeah, and like all that
Yeah.
Blackadder stuff. I've never
Yeah.
seen any of that.
Oh,
That's probably
Blackadder's great.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
stuff's pretty funny. It's a good answer.
Yeah. Our
Yeah.
answer is you Brits do sitcoms really well, and there's so many good ones that we can't even pick. So thank you. We also want to thank Nicholas and none believable, and Orange Bee Cooper and Patrick and Pella and Raiders of the Lost Hatch. Hatch will never die.
I love it.
People are still going to be debating that for years. We want to thank Robert and Runebot, Techno Union Rep, and Sasha and Scott Roseanne. Hey, Scott.
Hey, Scott.
And Sean and Steve and Stina and Sully Baseball
Hey.
Hey.
and Tears for Veers and the Carlyles and the Wilder Ride. And Tierney
Oh.
makes a podcast with Rachel and Doris now. So thanks, IJM.
Nice.
Well,
That's
fun.
terrific.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bringing people together.
I love that.
Yeah, I think I'm going to be on that one of these days with a little luck.
All right.
Yeah.
I think we're all going to be on
Mhm.
the American Graffiti one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the American Review. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
She's doing like
Cool.
30 of them. So
I know it's hard to tell which one I'm going to be on.
yeah. And I wanted to say, I was just talking to Jonathan, and he was saying he had just watched Superman 3 and loved it.
Really?
Yeah, you know
And
what?
I can't remember it. I don't remember it. Is that's the one with Richard Pryor, right?
Yeah.
That's the one with
As a
Richard
kid,
Pryor.
that was the best one.
Right. And I think maybe that's why I like it now, because I watched it with my son when I was showing him all those. And I was like,
Does it
you know
hold
what?
up?
I mean, it's definitely goofy, and if anybody wants to make fun of it, I will not stand in their way. But it's a little more solid than I remembered.
Mhm.
It's not exactly funny or anything. It's weird that Richard Pryor's in it, but he's fine in it and stuff. It's a little more of a solid Superman movie than I remembered.
Hmm.
And
Yeah, I'm excited
yeah.
to revisit that one.
Yeah, cool.
Maybe we can kick Jerry out and invite Pete the Retailer back for an episode sometime.
Oh, there you go.
I remember when he turns into like Superman Grand Theft Auto. And he just kind of goes around and
Oh,
does it.
right.
He's like mean Superman.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun.
3 o'clock shadow.
Yep.
Yeah.
He like flicks the peanuts against
Yeah,
the bar,
he
and it's
shatters
like
the window.
pew
the mirror.
pew.
Yeah. Who else do we want to thank? Oh, we want to thank Tim and Timmy Bricks, period. And Trinko has been and always shall be your blank. Cue the match game theme. Dum, 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 dum. I'm going to say Trinko has been and always shall be your, goddamn partner.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
good.
that's really good.
So now Trinko, I guess, has to write in and say if he was going to say goddamn partner, and then if he did and he matches with me, I don't know, he gets a point or I get a point? I don't know. Is he the celebrity or am I the celebrity? I can't tell. I'm having fun, though.
I don't know. Yeah, it's pretty good, though.
How blank was he? We also want to thank Vibrant Visionaries with Heidi Bennett. And last but never least, we want to thank Zaction.
Love it.
Yeah. Love you all. You're all
Yeah.
beautiful people.
Thank you, everybody. 100 episodes.
Thank you for 100 years of joy and fun. No, wait, 100 episodes.
100 episodes. Wow.
That's sick. We
That's
gotta put an
wonderful.
end to this. Oh my God. Let's cut to the Star Wars.
Yeah, our
I need a
100th
drink.
episode of Star Wars. No, I got a really nice message from Frank, and I wanted to offer a bit of a correction and a bit of a mea culpa. Mea culpa? But
Yeah.
he mentioned that the script that I've been using as we talk about this was never actually a production script, but was from The Art of Star Wars that came out in 1979. And
I have that book.
yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah. It was. I mean, that was a big time book when it came out. You know,
Yeah.
it's art and making of and stuff. But I think that was an early example of George Lucas revising things, and so the script in there was never a production script.
I forget what you said that was
I think some of the
questionable.
stuff we said in the bar, in the cantina, and some of the stuff with Java, I think got changed. Yeah,
Interesting.
yeah. And of course, I'm blanking on every single.
Yeah,
thing
we have
that
to
I
start
got
all
wrong.
over again.
And it's a period of civil war.
Yeah, but yeah, as usual, my half-assed research comes back to haunt me.
Well, going forward,
We will only use our whole ass in research.
Yes.
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
So speaking of whole asses,
Mhm.
is Grand Moff Tarkin wearing someone else's pants? Do you
I think
see this?
Yeah,
You know what I'm talking about?
I think it looks like Hitler's pants. Like
It's
it's a
yeah.
very
Yeah.
Hitler-looking tableau. here.
Jodhpurs.
Yeah,
It is. It's like they form this odd triangle from like
Yeah.
his belt to his.
That's
you know,
a thing,
his belt
though. Isn't
to
that
his
like a-
knees.
Ultra tight military.
it is
Flare
if you're it
thing?
is if you're from Earth and you came from a military that rode horses.
Oh, okay.
Oh, is that? Why do they do
They're like
that? 'Cause
Jodhpurs, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh. And
Yeah, I
then
don't know.
what are those? Did we talk about this? Does he have pens? Does
Yeah,
he
I
have
don't know
like
what
pens
that
in
is.
his
Yeah.
pocket? What are those?
Yeah, I
things?
don't know. I think that's like, I
Are
don't
they
know.
laser bolts?
They look
like
like
extra
laser.
laser
They kind of
bolts?
yeah. They do.
They're like cartridges.
Mm-hmm.
But are
Like
they also?
little,
Do you get more laser bolts the more power you have?
oh yeah, because Mahdi only has like one on each side, and Tarkin's got two.
Yeah. So like if Tarkin's in a fight, he can.
Oh.
But that would suck that everyone's just like always like Tarkin. Can I borrow another one?
Yeah, man.
Well,
Maybe
it's
that's
weird.
why he
Like,
has so many, because people keep borrowing them. He doesn't want to just be without any. Just
when
wanna make sure he has
it's
some.
you know they're you know what would be like, I guess, I don't know, emblems or medallions or I don't know, what do you call those things you put on, you know, like lapel rewards?
Yeah.
What do you call those things?
The egg salad.
Lapel
the,
rewards. I think that's
yeah.
the military.
Yeah,
term.
lapel rewards. They like so their uniforms, they have buttons, and then what I always thought were buttons. Like I never really thought that was rank.
Uh-huh.
Wait, which one? Are you talking about the little pen things? Or are you talking about the
colored
colorful
dots.
The colorful dots.
or is
Oh,
it
yeah,
like
oh,
a-
really?
I always
Okay.
thought those were buttons.
Oh,
I think I
Yeah.
always saw that as rank. That's because that's where here on Earth, that's where like that rank stuff would go,
Yeah.
isn't it? Kind of.
Yeah.
What would
Yeah,
the
it
buttons
is,
do? Would one be like,
I
I want a fresh Pepsi, like you press the blue button?
I don't know. Well, see, Darth Vader has that thing around his chest, right?
Yeah, it's
And
got
so you're
Yeah.
kind of like, all right, so
Yeah.
they have this, I don't know, battery pack or something. I don't know. But then,
I had that awesome T-shirt that was just gray, and it had that insignia on it. It had Tarkin's, rank insignia.
That's
and that's all it
incredible.
was. It was really cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
well, I just wonder if everything that we see on their uniforms is a sign of rank or, part of a hierarchical system.
Yeah.
It could
That's a
be.
good question.
They seem to be into that kind of stuff.
Does anyone else have jodhpurs?
I don't know. We don't
I
see
didn't
that many
notice anybody
people
else
in like
having them.
full
Yeah.
body shots.
Tarkin's the only guy who rides a horse.
Does he have a riding
Yeah.
prop with him too? Let me look.
I can
He
picture that,
might.
but does he?
I can picture
Yeah.
it too.
He kind of waves that guy away. Does he kind of like snap a thing to his leg?
It's a
He
very
does it.
he doesn't have one, but it's a very Hitler-esque little wave to like.
It is.
like this whole
Yeah.
scene is very
Yeah,
like Nazi.
Yeah.
totally.
I have to say though, I would live in this room. Like just
Oh yeah.
it's gorgeous. Like that giant.
With that screen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was is
Even though
is
there's nowhere
that
to sit.
Nick, is that the largest screen in the galaxy?
It better be.
Yeah. It seems like it had
Yeah.
to be.
They're not gonna be like half-assed. Well,
Yeah.
we got the 70-inch. We couldn't get the 120-inch.
Is it a window or is it like a view like a TV monitor? Actually, that'd suck if it's a TV monitor because you could just have that, on Tatooine or wherever.
Oh yeah. Well,
You
it's suck
know-
if it's a window because you gotta like no,
Yeah.
spin the whole thing around so I can look at all the.
I'm looking at
We'll
it
be here for
now.
an
I
hour.
guess it's funny. I always thought it was a screen, but I think it's a window.
I think it's a window too.
Yeah, it's a window.
The Star
Yeah.
Trek in me wants to say that it's a screen because the bridge
Yeah.
thing that you think is going to be a window is a screen on the
Right.
Enterprise. So I don't know.
No, it's
I don't
it's a
know.
window.
I don't want it to be a window
Really?
because
Oh,
of
I
that.
definitely
Because
want it to be
I
a
don't want
window.
them to like have to.
I don't want that Star Trek in my Star Wars.
All right. Well, that's the difference between you and me.
What's he thinking here though? Is he like he's staring at Alderaan and he knows he's about to obliterate the entire planet? Like, do you think he's feeling any remorse for all these lives he's about to take, or is he just?
Yeah. Or is he totally like licking his
Oh,
chops?
I wonder
or
what's
something?
for dinner tomorrow.
Yeah.
I think
This
he's
is gonna look sweet.
he's I think he's they make a big deal about he actually calls the destroying of Alderaan a ceremony. He
Yeah.
says
Which is
it'll be
weird.
part of a ceremony. Yeah. So I
Yeah.
think everybody's been on pins and needles, while this Death Star has been constructed, and like today's the day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That they're going to. It apparently only had one use, and that was just to destroy planets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so this is the first time. I mean, it might be a nice place to live too, but this is the
Clearly.
first time that they're going to test it.
But isn't it weird that it's not an actual ceremony? That it's just like five
Yeah.
people kind of hanging
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, no, it's really
maybe
weird.
they're all like popping champagne and it's like space champagne in the other rooms.
Yeah, maybe like the deck below them. There's like a huge.
Yeah, like
thing
does
going
everybody
on
know
with
this is about
streamers
to
and
happen?
hats.
Like, is everyone looking out their window right now?
Well,
Maybe.
and how long have they been thinking? He says, to Leia, like, in a way, you have chosen, so is he
Mhm.
making this up? Or were they always going to blow up Alderaan anyway?
I think they were always going to
It
blow it
does.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
It's like
They are
pointed
gonna-
right at it.
Yeah.
right. They spun the whole Death Star all
Yeah.
the way around just so we could look at it. He's
We
not just gonna
wondered,
do
so
that
if you
for
blow up
on
a
whim.
planet, like, what's a felicitous ceremony? Like, is there like a ribbon cutting?
5, 4,
Yeah.
3,
Like Dick Clark.
2.
Yeah. You like smash the bottle against the the
Right.
bow of the gun.
Yeah.
Speaking of smashing bottles, like when Leia walks in with the Darth Vader and these two guys, like you notice that the walls are really crooked. And I wonder,
Oh.
like, is the Death Star construction really shoddy? Like, do they use, like, did they just, is there a lot? I'm assuming there's a lot of graft in the galaxy when you build something like
Yeah.
this.
It's
So
like a
I
new
don't know.
condo. It's like, oh, they got the new. Look at those fixtures, and like, oh, but the toilet is kind of
Yeah.
leaking all over
Yeah.
the place.
Like, if I lean back on this wall, I'm going to fall through.
Right. Yeah, this paint
like,
is not
yeah.
dry.
Some of those, because they've got those like, it's a black wall with like those white kind of oblong oval.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they like, some of them kind of lean one way, some lean another way. Like you can tell the wall's like really wavy.
Oh, weird. I didn't notice that, but I believe you. We should mention the old story of the fact that Peter Cushing was always wearing slippers in all of his scenes.
Oh yeah.
Like his boots were super painful. So like in that long shot, he's wearing his boots, but like as he's talking to the lady, he's wearing like pink bunny slippers or something.
Really?
Yeah.
Are there
And
pictures of
apparently,
that?
according to him, I read an interview with him in Starlog magazine in like 1980 something or other. And he said that he always thought it was funny that Princess Leia refers to his foul stench because every day he would splash his face with lavender water. So he always smelled great.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. That's pretty British.
Yeah, the choppers, the riding crop, the lavender water.
I like that he really genuinely seems to enjoy. He genuinely seems to enjoy this insult. Like when she says,
Yeah.
like he seems
Oh,
like
yeah.
he genuinely smiles. He's like, this is
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, charming.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
when he sees her, he actually kind of does a polite bow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But then he gets
kind
all
of-
like rapey and touches her face.
Right.
I couldn't. Yeah, there was something really sinister about that. He's like, "This is the last time anyone's ever going to be able to touch your chin." It was like it was just creepy. What that
Yeah.
was.
Yeah. And he's not
But-
gentle about it. Like he's, yeah.
Hey, I was going to say his, charming to the last. I
Mhm.
think that might be one of the best lines in Star Wars.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
is really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The way- and
Especially
the
the
way
way he
he-
delivers it.
Yeah, the way he delivers it, you're like, I don't know anyone in my life who could say that like that.
Yeah. Oh, no, I don't either.
Yeah.
Just watching him now, I got him on my screen. Why did they go? I know we're not talking about other movies, this is just Star Wars, but why for Rogue One, they famously redid, they brought him back from the dead with a computer. Why didn't they just cast Charles Dance? Do you guys know Charles Dance?
No.
You've seen him in a lot of stuff,
Oh.
and you'd know him if I point, like he's in Game of Thrones, he's in like, I don't know, latest gods. You guys aren't gonna know. He's on The Crown recently. He looks a lot like Peter Cushing, and he's about the same age as he is here. And
Oh, yeah. I just looked him up. He does look like him.
yeah, he's awesome. He's always he's always this guy, and he could pull off charming to the last, and he would have been great.
Huh. Yeah.
No, but it's not Peter Cushing. What am I going to do? Oh no,
Yeah.
I can't get my head
Definite
around
misstep. Yeah.
that.
Do you think
I want. There was Marty. The last time we saw Marty, he was choked to death across the room. No, he coughed up a lemon from Darth
Right.
Vader in front of all his friends. And there's no. I'm kind of watching him now to like see his reaction to Darth Vader showing up with Princess Leia, and he plays it totally cool. Like he doesn't.
Oh,
I'm not
yeah.
sure he looks at Vader at all, but he also doesn't like like he doesn't
Yeah,
like
yeah.
skedaddle
Although
out
he
of it or
does,
anything.
he's his face is calm, but as soon as they step forward, he takes like 3 quick
He
steps
does,
back.
he does take a
He's like,
huge
I'm getting out of here.
Yeah.
Do you think if you were about to be executed, would you have this level of sang-froid? Like, would you be able to be wisecracking? And like, I would just be a sniveling wreck begging for my life on the floor.
And she's been tortured for
Yeah.
who knows how long
Yeah.
before this.
Yeah, that's true.
Although maybe since she didn't give up anything and they're failing so far in her eyes, maybe she's feeling extra confident. I don't know.
Yeah.
that's one of those things.
Yeah,
that's
do
like
your voice talking.
if you're in this position and you're about to be executed, and you think about that, and you spend those times where you're like, what would I really do? And you're like, I would punch everybody in the balls as hard as I could. Just go out and
I'd tell him he smells.
yeah, go out in a rabbit punching ball cyclone. Yeah, totally.
Like Popeye punching that guy in the movie. Just use them like a speed bag.
Exactly.
The grossest thing I've ever seen.
It is. It's disgusting. But what the hell? You're about to be. I mean, this clown
Yeah.
he just signed your, the orders for your termination. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's, he's a governor. And I have to say, he's very buttoned up.
Hmm.
I never
Yeah.
think of him as a desk, at a desk, and they like, they bring that. It's like, oh, I have like, orders for termination here. Now, who's this one? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Oh,
puts on
like,
his reading glasses.
like,
Yeah.
oh, we had an Ugnaught that went AWOL. All right, what's next?
That guy who put the lights in crooked. Gonna get
Yeah,
rid of him.
Well, speaking of sitting behind a desk, I'm really fascinated by something that I have never noticed before. Like the guy at the desk behind Leia and Darth Vader has the exact same helmet as Darth Vader. A couple of these guys do,
Oh, right.
like just without the face mask. And I'm wondering, is Darth Vader just wearing like is the equivalent of a baseball cap? Like, does everybody like all kinds of people have that
Right.
same helmet and he just has a mask on?
Well, I think I said before, I think as a kid, I thought those guys were trying to look like Darth Vader.
Maybe
they
they
like
are.
admired him and he was the boss. And like,
Yeah.
oh, hey, look, I found these helmets that kind of look like Darth Vader. I want to be just like him.
But they look identical. Like, I wonder, it seems like the exact same helmet.
That is kind of weird. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That is funny.
I recognize that. Like, I know what, if you showed me that guy, I know what he was doing, but I never put it together that it's a Darth Vader helmet. That's really weird.
Like, could they achieve a rank where they get the face mask too? They get the full helmet?
Yeah, did
Well,
he
is
see
it-
one of these guys?
Yeah, was he just
Wow.
one of these guys until he fell into a volcano or something?
Yeah.
Or was he one of these guys who just kept getting promoted? Like, he just like,
Yeah.
oh, you
Yeah.
get the chest plate, then you get the cape, and then eventually you get the mask.
And pretty soon you get the button battery pack.
Yeah.
Just
You get a
way up.
CB radio on your chest.
Pete, what
Yeah.
what is the Alderaan system? Is it is it a solar system?
Yeah, that's my guess. Like, just a star system. Like a
But-
That
then
seems
why
to be a
wouldn't it
thing that
be-
happens a lot.
Why
Were
would it be
they-
named after the star?
It probably technically is, but I feel like if Alderaan is like the main planet or something,
Mhm.
it's like saying, oh, I live in Chicago, even though I don't technically live in Chicago. It's like shorthand. Like, the system that has Alderaan.
Yeah, like I bet if
that's
we
the
were
Alderaan
like
system.
traveling around to like, Alpha Centauri or something, and everybody just knew about Earth, but they didn't know
Yeah.
about, like Jupiter or whatever. Oh, I live in the Earth system.
Yeah,
Really? That's what you guys think?
sure.
Okay.
I mean,
Well, what
unless
do you think?
maybe the star is
You-
called Alderaan. I don't
You
know.
seem not to think that. I'm curious what you think, Jerry.
I didn't have an answer, but
Oh,
it seems very like is the Alderaan. I don't know.
Alderaan
it
is
seems like-
peaceful.
Well, you
They have no
assume
weapons.
it's around. I guess I assume it's around a star.
Most planets are.
Yeah,
You'd
most
have to be,
they do
yeah.
have that. They have found those rogue ones that are just like careening through space, just without us. Yeah, I remember
That
reading
sucks.
some articles.
that would
yeah.
suck though, because you look at Alderaan, it's got like oceans, like they'd all be flying around, and they,
Well, it'd be cold as hell.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
That is
but I
weird.
mean, yeah, it's kind of lonely in a way. I can't sleep tonight. Well,
Nothing but
but then I
space.
thought the system maybe it had like all sorts of moons around it, or all sorts of other just accretions.
Mm.
Like maybe I don't know. Maybe there's like a binary planet thing going on, or
I don't know.
I don't
But
know.
the same thing with the Hoth system and
yeah. He
the-
says a minute later, no star system will dare oppose the Emperor now.
yeah.
Interesting. Huh.
They
All
throw
right.
out these terms.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
But then
A bunch
Leia
of
throws
space
out
stuff.
like a really nice, like it sounds like a Zen Buddhist koan, where she says,
Oh, yeah.
the more you tighten your grip, the more star systems will slip through your fingers. Which I
Yeah.
love that.
So where
That
where
is
do you
good.
think that's coming from?
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
Like
What she
what
says?
is she?
Like-
Yeah, what is she really saying? Is she speaking like basically the rebellion will get larger and larger and larger with your draconian nonsense?
Yeah, I
or
think
like the more you tighten down on places, the more you lean into them, and you, with your totalitarian ways, people are going to rebel more and more
Yeah.
and slip through your fingers. They're going to fight.
Yeah.
I don't care what
Yeah.
kind of lavender water you splash on your face. You're not going to like
I
it.
don't. I still don't, and I don't need the answer. It's cool because I'm sure it's out there on a Wookiee fan page. But like, I'm trying to imagine Leia when she's not in this movie. Like, what was she doing 2 weeks ago? Was she in?
She was probably signing papers.
I'll tell you what she was not doing. She was not looking at Alderaan because she doesn't seem to recognize Alderaan at all, even though it's her home planet.
Oh,
Like she
Yeah.
walks in here and doesn't look up and like, hey, wait a minute.
Well, see, maybe it is a screen, and they switch it to like the foosball game or something, and she didn't even see it until just then.
That's funny. Well, that like
It's
is
weird
she
though. Like
is she in like the Senate, or is she
Yeah,
on
she's
a
a
throne?
senator.
All right, and I know part
well,
of
she's
the
a
rebel-
princess
you know.
and a senator.
Yeah, a princess
Yeah.
and a senator. Right.
But is it so?
Yeah.
Does a governor apparently trumps a senator?
Well, if he has her captured illegally, you know.
that's
yeah.
true. Although
But for
he's
some
like,
reason, like he seems way bigger than a governor.
I guess he's executive branch and she's like legislative branch.
hmm
Hmm.
It's like on our planet, if a senator has some important role within the Senate, beyond just being a senator, then he gets real big for his britches and stuff.
Okay.
But he'll never be as big as the president, or she'll never be as big as the president.
I guess so. Unless she runs.
I'm kind of I'm just mixing. The Star Wars politics and government stuff I've never understood at all.
Yeah.
And then when I started to put a toe in the water, I just yanked my toe right back.
Yeah.
So,
Well, and speaking of that, I'm still confused by Alderaan is peaceful. We have no weapons.
hmm
And I was like, at first I was like, well, is it like Switzerland? But then I realized Switzerland is actually bristling with weapons. Like, so is Alderaan neutral, or is Alderaan just like, are they a protectorate of the Empire?
I
Like,
think
it
they
seems-
literally don't have. I think they are I think in Star Wars, you just got to take that at face value. They are peaceful and they do not have weapons.
But that seems really, really dangerous in the Star Wars universe. Like, when you look at how dangerous every single planet and every single person is.
Well, that's the riffraff. You know,
But like, if you
Alderaan's
can't-
on the good side.
I guess, like, unless they just have nothing to steal or no, it just seems like really easy pickings.
Yeah.
it's
I
probably
mean-
not like, why is he blowing up Alderaan? I
Is
mean,
it just to
it's
piss
her
her off?
home.
Like, is
yeah,
it
it's her home planet. And
It
you're like,
does make
fine.
him seem super like we're talking about how like, you know, how well put together and British he is and how buttoned down and everything. But it, like blowing up a planet just to be a jerk makes him seem kind of nuts. Like
Yeah.
a little bit sociopathic or something. Like if this really is the first time the Death Star is blowing up a planet, there really should be a ceremony. The fact that he's not like why not wait for Dantooine? Like just
Yeah.
fly to Dantooine. How long could it possibly take?
Yeah.
You know, and just and invite some people. You know, invite the Emperor. He probably wants to see this too. You know, put
Yeah.
something together. But the fact that he's just doing like, you believe
Yeah.
me?
Well, what if
Psych.
what about this? It's her home planet of Alderaan, and you kind of think to yourself, what if there's like 38 people who live on it? They're all
Oh,
just
that's a great
Leias.
point. Yeah, that's a great
or,
point.
or what's her last name? Organa.
Organa.
Organa's.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're just although.
Oh, that's
yeah, maybe
guess
it's just
doesn't-
her.
Doesn't Ben say millions of voices?
He
though?
does. He says
he
millions
does.
of voices cry.
Maybe he's talking
It's
about
true.
like insects, though.
Yeah, he talked about the squirrels and everything too. Yeah.
He's pretty sensitive.
We'll get there. I think he's less sensitive than he lets on. But
Oh.
Well, so
Intriguing.
did you mentioned Dantooine? So did Leia just screw over everybody on Dantooine?
Well, when they get to
Like-
not to skip ahead, but when they get to Dantooine, there's
No.
like nothing there. So
Yeah.
like no one's really gonna get screwed, I guess.
yeah, she's a good actor. Like the way
She
she
is.
plays that.
Yeah.
You know, she looks really remorseful when she says it.
Yeah,
yeah.
she
She
does.
lowers
Like,
her
sorry,
head.
Dantooine.
And so is she? Is she?
Yeah.
I couldn't do it.
That's where the rebel base used to be, and now the entire planet's vacated.
Yeah.
Is
I guess.
that right?
Could she
would
have thought
suck
of
if
some
there are
planet
other
that she
people
actually
there.
hates?
Yeah.
And just wants to see blown up. Oh, they're on the bully planet.
Yeah, they're on.
That took my lunch money in 6th grade planet.
They're on Planet Rush.
Stop that. Yeah, they're on Lord of the Rings
Yeah, they're
planet.
on the
They're on Middle
Pittsburgh
Earth.
Steelers.
She does seem far too trusting.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
hang
guess.
on.
Yeah, I guess.
I've
Yeah.
listened to this many times, Does he say trusting?
You think he says far too thrusting, don't you?
Trusting? I know. I think he says. It sounds like he says the trusty. And I've listened to it over and over. You're far too trusty. Yeah.
Your R2's trusty.
You're far too trusty.
Yeah.
Right.
That is weird. Like, what did she? Okay, so she fakes him out. Let's say that works. He doesn't blow up Alderaan. He flies to Dantooine. There's nothing there. Then what happens? Like, at best, she would just have bought some time.
Then she gets to say you're far too. She would say you're far too trusty.
Yeah.
Well, and maybe she's just hoping that General Kenobi will catch up with her by that point.
Yeah, she's buying some time.
She's got the plans.
Yeah.
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 Wait, I can't remember already. Is he General Kenobi? He is, right, in this movie?
Yeah. She calls him General Kenobi, yeah. I love the whole, I mean, not only do I love the whole process of firing the laser and everything, they cut to those guys with like the video switchers and stuff and all the levers and everything, those cool helmets.
The underbite helmets.
The weirdo underbite helmets.
Underbite.
And, like the guys just like out there by the laser. Like how do I protect myself from the giant laser? Oh, just hold your arm over your
I've never noticed that before, that there's a guy standing right next to the laser.
It's like, oh, Jesus, that's hot. Oh my God.
That's one.
Yeah, how would he not be dead? Like if that'll blow up a planet and that guy's 6 inches away.
Yeah. Poor fella.
I love that. Like that's one of the coolest scenes. Like if I could create a Star Wars card. That would be my
what's awesome
card.
Is they go to all those they do all those cuts of like the different, everything leading up to the thing, and then you see the exterior of the Death Star and all those points of laser come together and start to fire, and then they cut really quickly to Leia looking helpless and bracing for this impact, and then they blow up the planet. I love that edit. It's really cool.
It's interesting that also that the guys outside don't have masks on, but the guys inside do.
Right. Maybe he's supposed to. Maybe he's just really bad at his job.
Maybe it's like a punishment battalion, like in World War II.
Oh, yeah. That's a couple of guys, too.
Yeah.
A couple of guys sitting on that thing.
You're right, though. It's a very tense... Like, I love how they build that up. But it's weird how the guys inside have helmets. Like, it seems like an uncomfortable way to go to the office.
Yeah. I mean, my son's complaining about having to wear a mask to school. Like, imagine just like having that helmet all the time.
That underbite helmet.
All day long.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm trying to imagine. What's the benefit? The benefit of it.
Of what, the helmet?
Of the underbite helmet. Yeah.
Oh, that
Tommy, do the noise. Do the noise. Do the noise.
You suck at this because I never know what noise you're talking about.
I think he's talking about the
boo. There's only one noise. Yeah.
Yeah, that noise is. I would love to have just a loop of that to fall asleep to.
Oh, that'd be great.
It sounds a lot like Centipede when the flea comes down.
Oh yeah.
It does.
Is that the exact same sound as later on when Ben turns off the tractor beam?
Oh, we'll have to listen for that.
I think it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it is.
Oh, that makes it less fun.
It does.
Oh, really?
It does.
I'm sorry.
Maybe. I guess it's like a ringtone. It's like, oh, that's the iPhone
ringtone. Yeah.
Wait, was that my phone or my email? Hang on. Wait. I feel like Tarkin's going to get in trouble. I feel like he shouldn't have blown up Alderaan. Unless he made a lot of calls before he did this. Okay, Emperor, I'm going to blow. Is it cool with you? I want to try to get my last ditch thing to get the rebel base out of her. But either way, is it cool if I just blow up Alderaan? Okay, cool. Thanks. I love you too. Bye.
Yeah, it's weird. Like we learn in the next movie who he ultimately answers to. I guess he doesn't mention the Emperor in this one. But is he just did the Emperor order this, or is he making this decision himself?
See, that's what I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I've always just seen it like the main guy we see is Tarkin in this movie. Mm-hmm. They mention the Emperor, but he's the guy. So it seems like it's just his thing. Like it's on his whim that they're doing it.
I love that Darth Vader is just kind of like a henchman in here, like in this.
I do too.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
that's so much better.
I feel he's kind of.
He doesn't say a word
toad.
in this entire scene.
No,
he's just there.
He's just another guy.
No,
he's
he's
exactly
the brick
like
wall that she backs into when
Tarkin's
menacing her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I love that. That line's
Yeah,
fantastic. I grew
exactly.
tired of asking this, so it'll be the last time.
Yeah.
Because you'd be like, wow, they've been asking that over and over and over again, and that must be a drag, and he's
Yeah.
sick of it.
Yeah.
This will be the
Well,
last
what's
time.
interesting
And
is,
it
does
was.
he mean is it the last time for her because she's going to be terminated? Like he's just kind of rubbing.
I
it
think
in.
either way, like this is the last time I'm asking you because, the last time I'm asking you because either you're going to tell me or I'm going to have you terminated. Which I guess
But
is
he's
going
going
to
to have
happen
her
anyway.
terminated anyway, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
He already
Yeah.
signed the orders. You know how
Right.
the bureaucracy is. You can't go back and
Yeah.
requisition a reverse.
Yeah. They already stamped my 323. I can't. My hands are tied.
Do you think the guy's voice goes with the mask? The commence primary ignition.
Stand by. Yeah.
Like he sounds like a
Oh, you
very
think that's the
70s
guy?
guy. He sounds like a very 70s, like he'd have like curly hair and a mustache, and he'd
Right.
like
He's probably one of those like radio DJs who
yeah.
George Lucas knew. I never thought that was that guy.
Oh.
The overbite helmet guy was saying
Okay.
that. But maybe he is.
It doesn't sound like
funny.
that guy doesn't look like he would have that voice.
I always
I can't
figured,
imagine
like,
having a
I
voice at
assume
all,
it
yeah.
just sort of echoes throughout the Death Star.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah. Like it's over the
Period
PA
3
or something.
begins
Yeah.
in 2 minutes. Yeah.
Right.
Group
that
B.
type of vibe.
Now has lunch.
It's like the Radar O'Reilly.
Yeah, tonight's film will be Finran Dan and the Walrus Man.